Hello and thanks for joining School of the American Rifle. Today's video is about the Daniel Defense in front of you. This is a Daniel Defense M4A1. This is a factory built gun. This particular gun is owned by Mike over at Tactical Considerations. He has a YouTube channel and Instagram channel. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description below. I'm also going to link the videos below in the description. He's done, I believe, at least one, if not multiple videos about this particular Daniel Defense. Lots of problems with it. And you can watch the videos to see all the stuff that he's done. But he did some great troubleshooting. What he found is that the upper receiver isn't the cause for the reliability problems. It's the low receiver. So I gauged out everything, did that off camera. My wife isn't feeling good, so I'm shooting this video. If you don't like the camera moving around, go ahead and shut it down and move elsewhere. So this upper receiver, everything passed. Bolt carrier, everything passed. The only problem that I found was the right feed ramp on the M4 ramps has a little bit of overhang or shingling, and I'm going to show that to you on camera. The main issues are in the lower, and that's what he found out. No matter what lower he put this upper on, it ran. This lower was the problem. So this is where the go star, if you will. So the first thing that I found was the hammer spring. You can see that it's not level from the front here to the rear. I like these to be level on a new gun. This gun has a little bit of use, but a lot of companies, aftermarket springs, factory guns, they have this bend in them because they want the hammer pull to be, or the trigger pull to be lighter, and you do that by decreasing the weight of the hammer spring. If you start like this, it'll take more of a set, and then you eventually will get clicks instead of bangs when the hammer's coming home and hitting the firing pin, striking the primer. So if it started this way, you're fighting an uphill battle. If it started level and it's like this already, it's wearing a little fast. But I like for the spring to be level in any type of what I call social use gun, something that's for duty defense. So this hammer spring, not too great. I'm going to show you the low receiver. Basically the Magwell's undersized and it's cut off-centered. We're going to use a USGI Magwell gauge just to show you I'm not making up stuff. We have a couple of these here in the shop, but this will tell me if the Magwell's undersized or if it's not centered based on a visual check. So let me pause the video, get the upper receiver in the vise, and I'm going to show you the feed ramps before we go to the Magwell here. So hang tight. Alright, we're back. Same uppers in the vise, just to show you we're not playing around. Here's our feed ramps, and I'm going to zoom in on it. And the issue is this ramp. So if I come down here and start, I got no hang-ups anywhere. But on this side, right there, I've got a hang-up. And I can't prove it in the video, but I can feel it. This is one of those checks where you feel it. So basically the barrel extension feed ramps are overhanging the upper receiver feed ramps. Just slightly. Right ramp on the right side. It's not doing it here. And it's not quite doing it in the middle yet, but over here. A lot of people will argue that this isn't a problem. It depends. It depends on the ammo you use, the low receivers that attach to it, the carrier speed as it's cycling, the ammunition you use. All these things can be factors. Some people say, well, if you choose different magazines, it'll feed higher. Well, again, maybe the magazines that feed higher, like the Gen 3 PMags or the EPM magazines, don't work well in your gun, and you got to use something different. So there's always going to be potential problem if you try to marry yourself to just a particular brand of magazines. So this one has a feed ramp issue on the right side. Even if it doesn't catch the bullet tip, the casing mouth can grab that, and that can cause a failure as far as the bolt going into battery. It'll slow the momentum down, it'll chamber the round, but maybe it didn't have enough forward oomph, and then the gun doesn't go into complete lockup, the hammer falls, and you get a click and no bang. So let's go back to the lower. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Magwell gauge into here and come over to this white background so you can see. So hang tight again. I'm going to pause the video so you can see what's going on. Alright, we're back. I have the Magwell gauge in here. It will not fit because the Magwell's undersized, but I'm going to try to get over the top here so you can see, and I'm going to zoom in. Might be a little shaky at first, but bear with me. But see how off-center the Magwell is? We have a lot of space on this side. None on this side. Back here it's touching. So basically the whole thing is sitting cockeyed like my fingers are sitting on instead of being straight. This particular gun has gone back to Daniel Defense, and their lead armor looked at it, said there was nothing going on with it. Everything was fine. So now it's in my hands. Daniel Defense is aware that I have the gun. So this is going to take another trip back to Daniel Defense. But in my opinion, this ambi lower on this gun needs to be replaced. And you can see how off it is using this gauge. It wasn't cut, broached, whatever you want to call, centered. So I'm going to send this to Mike first before I upload the video, and he can use this in his video content as well and splice it in with another video that he might make as far as a follow-up goes once he gets this gun back. I'm going to wait to hear from him to see whether he wants this gun to go back to him or if he wants it to go directly back to Daniel Defense. But as always, this is an example of one, and I hope you found this video educational, and thanks for watching.